welcome on stage Maksim Reviakin from Galileosky company.
Well, hello everyone, and thanks once again to Gurtam for such a nice hospitality like they do usually. So it's always a great pleasure to perform on this stage. And today, just to remind you, Galileosky is the producer of advanced GPS trackers. But today we have the work from you. It's the new driver application which we have deploying right now, and I congratulate you because you are the first who will see it in live on the stage. So this is called Exiner. We proudly call it the most flexible driver application ever. But first, let us discuss why should we have actually the driver application. So we always talk about connected vehicles, but we never talk about driver connected. So I mean, the driver is not engaged in the process of fleet management. He doesn't have the clear vision on how he performs. He doesn't have a clear vision on what he could do better in order to make the fleet more efficient. So because he hasn't any feedback. In this driver application, we can show his performance on the screen, how he behaves over the wheel, how he drives, whether it's safe or not, whether it's eco driving or not. Also, we can help him to drive better. We can also show him his driving racing time, so he will not calculate how much time he will have been over the wheel. He will show it on the screen that, okay, I have passed too much, so I should have a rest. So we can help him to manage his statuses, whether he is busy or occupied, whether he is loading or unloading. So all this information might be transmitted from the application to the platform. And last but not the least, we can indicate some parameters which reach some specifically risk level. So those parameters which can actually damage the vehicle. So then what is Exiner? So we call it all new generation of driver apps. So why is it all new? So what's new about that? So let's go one by one. So first of all data which is being transmitted by GPS tracker, in this specific case it's Galileosky tracker obviously, could be shown on one screen. It's Android application which could be easily deployed on any smartphone or tablet PC, and we can show any widget, any dashboard which the specific customer should have there. At the same time, all this amount of information is too much. So this is why we can actually see only what we need. So on the slide we can see that the dashboard which the driver will eventually see during his job might differ depending on what the task customer has. So there is no fixed interface, this is the main thing. So the integrator, the fleet management provider, is able to create their own dashboards for the driver, whether it is temperature control, whether it's driving style, whether it's driving and rest control. So any task you will have, you might display it on the screen. So then we can also examine. What is Exiner actually? It stands for expert and design. So you can change fonts, you can change its size, you can change colors. So whatever you would like to do, you are free to do it in Exiner because you are the expert and you can design it. So how to create? There are three easy steps. First, create a dashboard. Just call it my best dashboard in the life. Secondly, drag and drop some widgets. So those parameters the driver should see on the screen, they will be just put on the dashboard by simple drag and drop algorithm, like in EasyLogic actually. So then you can set up and design it. So create these fonts, create these sizes, colors, and whatever you want to have. So and then you will have the solution. So the advantages of Exiner over what you might have already experienced or what you might already have seen. First of all, it's a real-time data displayed on the screen without any delays, 0 delays. We can also control the device, the GPS tracker from Exiner. So in case we need to send the command to tracker, in case the driver should send the command to tracker, they can do it in the screen. So in order to change the configuration or do something else, it is available as well. You can also share dashboards. So you as the integrator might create your own dashboard and share it with the drivers, with some specific group of drivers. Create another group of the dashboards for another group of drivers. So, and it's quite easy process to do. And the most important thing about it, it is available in online and offline. So it doesn't really require GSM coverage, can you imagine that? So the connection between the tracker and the Examiner application could be done directly over Wi-Fi. So which means the tablet PC becomes the access point for the device, and the device transmits all the telematics information directly to the application. So we do not depend on the GSM coverage. We can do it everywhere in the world. So the same telematics data will eventually land to the Violon platform. So even though it is world premiere today, but we already have some POCs in our domestic region, which is Russia. And one of the largest geology companies in our country is currently testing and deploying the solution on their fleet. So the task there is very, very serious. It's northern part of Russia. The territories as much as, I guess, Caspian Sea or maybe Oman. And the customer does the exploration for the oil and gas on that territory. No GSM coverage at all. Very rough situation. Cold, very cold, minus 40 degrees. So, and still they need to control the fleet. Still they need to optimize its operations. Still they need to communicate with the drivers because it's very dangerous job to do. So, the solution is there. GPS tracking device, which is Galileosky, transmit information over Iridium and Wi-Fi to the Violon. At the same time, Examiner application installed on the tablet PC inside of the cabin shows the driver what happens with his vehicle right now. It shows what is distance that was covered. It shows him the track which it has done through this specific shift. So we know that for him to be able to move back, but remember there is no GSM coverage. So we can also provide him the opportunity to push the button in case there is some alarm, and the immediate alert will be sent to the Violon over Iridium. So it means it saves lives, it creates a more safe environment for the employees. So yeah. All in all, schematically, it looks like that. So the device actually transmits directly to the tablet PC and to Violon as well. So the reports on the Violon will help to get the optimization of the fleet. So then I guess that's it. So in case you have any questions, feel free to do it now. We will be at Galileosky throughout the entire period. For all the days. If you would like to test the Examiner application, we will be really pleased to provide you with some credentials, because it's first time when we are here, and we are here to discuss it with you, to get the feedback, to get the live feedback about how crucial it is for you, how can you implement these solutions in your businesses, and to hear you better, to make the new solutions out of it. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Maksim. Are there any questions?
Thank you for the presentation. Since the mobile application is connected directly with the device with no delay, you can update the driver about speed limits, considering the street speed limit.
Well,
so is this available currently in the application?
Well, first of all, to say that speed limits to be stored inside of the device in this case. Galileosky devices are capable of it. So in case you need to have some roads divided into the different road limits, you can have geofences with different speed limits stored inside. So violation in one specific geofence might affect as the some alert to the Examiner, and the driver will see it on the screen. So but at the same time, that is the solution. It's possible.
But data from the mobile, from the map data itself, instead of redefining geofences to manage a speed limit. So considering the speed limits from the mapping data.
From the map. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you have to go and define all streets as geofences.
exactly.
Include speed limits, and you have light vehicles, heavy vehicles,
Exactly, and
different speed limits.
this is a very good question actually, and we are looking forward to have some solution which could automatically implement those geofences inside of the device, because otherwise, until it is in the device, we will not be able to react to send information to actually design and drive the application. Thank you. That's the question.
I don't know if I heard you right. Did you mention that the communication is over Iridium satellite network?
We have, in that specific case, yes. So we have the devices which are capable of transmitting data over Iridium. So in that specific case, yes. But overall, it's not necessary to have an Exander application to work to have Iridium. So it's just complementary.
Thank you, Maxime. For Examiner to work, does it have to be connected to a specific Galileosky model that has Wi-Fi enabled, or it can work on all models?
Well, it can work on all models over GSM, but in order to have the direct communication inside the cabin, you should have the Wi-Fi. Just small introduction, maybe small, how to say, inside. Next step would be to have BLE connection inside. So in order to arrange transmission between the device and the tablet PC or smartphone directly over BLE. But right now, what we have right now and what we have in POC is Wi-Fi communication between tracker and the tablet PC and the Examiner application. So currently it's Wi-Fi. We have some things.
Any other questions? We still have time. Maybe anyone wants to ask a question? Okay, well, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause.